Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack of the Beats on IllMuzik.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews. That's how we do it. And before I get into it, actually, I just want to give everybody a heads up in case you haven't seen yet. In the forums, we just started today the weekly workshop thread. So the thing is that I explained it in the thread there, but I mean, look, anytime you need help with something, you can post in the forums wherever it is, whether it's software, hardware, whatever. But I just figure like sometimes maybe somebody, especially somebody new to beat making or somebody just new to the forum, maybe they're kind of, intimidated on asking a question or whatever. So I figure let's just start a weekly thread so that anybody, not just newbies, but anybody can just post and ask any question, whether it's stupid or not, and just ask, and if they need help with anything music production related, and then that way everyone can go in and help. It kind of like the showcase, basically, kind of like the showcase where anyone can post, and you give feedback, you help people out. It's just the difference with this is that instead of you're posting your beats, instead you're asking for help on something related to your setup, or how do you use compression or whatever, something like that. So let's hope it works. I hope it does, because I think this would help a lot of people. The weekly workshops. Check it out anyway. It's in the forums. I got the link up there. It's in the lab, and if it grows and grows and grows, then I'll give it its own section. But for now, it's in the lab, so just go check it out. All right, so let's get started. First up, we got Alvi with Reset. Let's check it out.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I live life to the fullest. Me and my 3 teams in the calling. That's what we're doing. I'll put me in second of a backseat. I'll be glad to leave with the taxi. Work hard, that's why I ball out. Bikes and chains are all out. That's why I live life to the fullest. Me and my 3 teams in the coolest. Passport rich, everything's what we call it. That's what we're doing. I'll put me in second of a backseat. I'll be glad to leave with the taxi. Work hard, that's why I ball out. Bikes and chains are all out.
All right. Okay, so that was, what was that? That was Alvi with Reset. All right. So this one's interesting because at first I hear that whirring sound, right? That low-end whirring sound, this synth. I mean, I guess it's some kind of plugin you have. And I'm listening to it thinking, like, this is cool because I like sounds like that where, you find that when you're playing around with a certain plugin or whatever, and you find this, and it can work, it could definitely work in your beat. But it's how you use it. And so in your case, I'm like, this is really nice. I like the sound of it. But the problem is that once the rest of the instruments drop in, the rest of the tracks, I'm like, yo, that whirring sound, that you shouldn't even use that. Actually, that's the bad part of the beat, actually, because it's a good sound on its own. But I think the only problem is that it's just it just sounds slightly out of key. I don't know what key that is or whatever, but I just think it's just somewhat out of key with the rest of the instruments. Just somewhat. And it's too bad because everything else is nice. I like the drums, are nice and tight. The rest of those keys that you have going, that's good. The vocal snippets, that was on point. everything. It's just that whirring sound, man, that it's good, you know, the low end's good and everything. It's just that sound there, that's the one that just kind of threw me off, you know. And I've heard stuff like that before where it just, you know, the beat's dope and everything, but there's just this one thing that just kind of throws everything off. So it's nothing to be worried about. It's just, you know, you just got to find the right key or something, you know. I mean, it could be, it's, you know, one of those moments where, you know, you make a beat and it sounds really dope and stuff, and then, you know, you go and you mix it down, you're all proud of it or whatever, but then you listen to it later on, you know, like give it a few days or even a few weeks, and you listen to it and you're like, yo, that's out of tune, you know. So that's why it's like I've been in that kind of spot too, where I thought the beat was dope. When I came back to it later, I was like, that doesn't sound good. What would I do that for? You know? So anyway, but yeah, just find the right key, and then that'll be it, because the rest I really, really like. It's a dope beat. I've got no complaints about the rest. It's dope stuff. And it's a nice intro too you did, but like I said, it's just that one sound, man. I don't know. It's good though. All right, so next up we got Andy with Wordplay. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Andy with Wordplay. All right, so this one, you know, it's very, very smooth. I like the keys. They're really nice and everything. I think the main problem I had was that because it's such a short beat, it's only 1 minute and 36 seconds, your intro was very, very long. It was almost a minute before you finally dropped in the drums. Okay, so for that, I wasn't crazy about. I mean, it's fine if you have an intro that long. That's fine, as long as, you know, you have a full beat, you know, like a couple minutes long or something. But yeah, so that was kind of a bit of a I take away from that a bit. But anyway, the keys are very, very smooth, so I really like that. You had the bongos going, a little hand clap and everything. When the drums did come in, it did sound really nice. It's on point and everything. I think what's missing is that you have, I hate to say change up, you know, like I hate when people say that, oh, you need more change ups or something. But in this case, I think you do. I mean, it's, like I said, it's only 1 minute and 36 seconds, but still, I mean, if you didn't have such a long intro, you know, you can have, you know, a shorter intro, then you can play a bit with the beat. So you have the nice keys, and I know you layered it on with some other little key sounds, whatever, and those were good too. I was actually thinking what would be good is, you know, you do like, you know, let's say, for example, your keys, that's your lead, right? So you have that's your main instrument. What I like to do too is you do that, but then you have a part where you bring in another lead. So for example, you could bring in some strings, okay, and then that, like, make that your other lead. Like, so like your first lead, the keys, that's leading into your second lead, which is the strings, and that, you know, you're doing that, but it's a totally different tune. You're not doing the same pattern or anything like that. It's just a different tune with a different instrument, but nonetheless, it becomes like a second lead. You know, so I like to do that sometimes. So maybe try that, because I'm thinking strings. I think strings would complement this so well because they're such smooth keys, you know. But anyway, it's for what it is, a nice beat. I just think that the intro was long in this case, in this scenario, and that you could definitely just build upon this with some strings. So try that. but it's a dope beat. All right, so next up we got, who we got here? Live 10 Beats, I think, with Hey Bangin'. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was actually, I think it's Live 10 Beats. I think that's what it is. I'm sorry, man. Just sometimes, it's hard to decipher some people's names, really, because they play with the letters and numbers. So anyway, I think it's Live 10 Beats. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, hey, banging. All right, so for this one, first of all, it's only 1 minute and 16 seconds, but at least you did drop in right away because it's a short beat. The thing is, it's a good beat. I like it. It's just I could do with a bit less of the hey snippets. Okay, you could do a bit less with that because you do repeat it all the way through. What I do like is that the synth is good. You got that fast synthy string going on and all that. But what also I like is that you bring in some random sounds throughout. So you did change it up, bring in some random sounds. That's good. I just think that I'm listening to this type of beat and I'm thinking, okay, well, this is like a trap style beat, right? And I just wish that more and more guys would just take the beat and just do like the 90s style hip hop, like the boom bap. You know what I mean? Because what they did back then was you'd have let's say your melody track, and then you would just copy it, and then you would filter it down to a low pass, right? So you have that becomes your bass line essentially. It's not like a full-on bass line, but it acts like a bass line or whatever. And it works so well because you have your melody playing. Then when it comes time for the MC to come in, they just drop out that melody and you just have the low-end part. And it just sounds so smooth. So I just wish somebody would do that with trap beats. Just take out that main part. And I think you could definitely do that with this beat. Just have that, have what you have right now, but just have a part where you just drop it out and you just have it as a low pass. Just try that. I want to hear that. I've never heard anybody do a trap beat. Anyone, men, women, anybody. Nobody did a trap beat where they did that. They did like that 90s boom bap type filter thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, but yeah. But no, it's a good beat. I just think if you tried that, I think it would make it a hell of a lot better. Because right now, like I said, it's only 1 minute and 16 seconds. It is just repetitive. So try it. Just try that shit because I think that would help a lot. So, but for what it is, it's dope. I do like it though. So next up, we got MMKM with Ding Ding. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was MMKM with Ding Ding. All right, so for this one, you gotta be careful with the 808. All right, because it's heavy. It's a lot of 808s, right? A lot of 808 kicks and stuff, but it does sound good for what you did. But I've told people so many times, just be careful with the 808. It's very, very powerful. And but I did like the guts of the beat, the drums and those keys. Okay, they do work. The only problem I had was when you brought in that synth choir, because I was never a big fan of the choir synth, because to me it's not really fitting with any type of hip hop tracks, right? It depends. I mean, if you were to use that, that's something like, if I was to use that was something I would put very low in the background, just chilling in the background. I would not bring it in definitely not as a lead or something. In your case, it's not too bad. It does fit. It's just I just never crazy about the synth choir synth, whatever you want to call it. And so in your case, if you want to do it like that, I would just substitute it, get rid of that choir synth and just put in some kind of strings or some kind of actual synth lead. I think that would probably be better than strings, actually. And or you can also throw in just some random sounds too, like some bells and other just random effects stabs and stuff. I think that would be ideal for this type of track, because you don't really need, for this style of beat, I'm listening to it and thinking, you don't really need to have any like full leads with this, because you got those keys going. As long as you got the keys going with the 808s and stuff, I think that's enough to fill up the beat, and you could just add in some FX stabs. That should be enough, really, But like I said, if you want to keep it like this, I would definitely get rid of the choir, though, and substitute that with some synth lead. Try that. But the rest is good. Like I said, it's the choir. I don't know. I just never liked that. That's the thing. When you have a plug-in, some kind of keyboard, whatever, and it's got that sound on it, some sounds like you're not going to use it. For hip hop necessarily. There's some on there like sometimes you get like this cheesy keyboard and it's got honky tonk piano. Who's going to use that in a hip hop track, really? You'd have to filter the hell out of that thing and put all kinds of effects on it, because on its own, I don't even know what genre anybody would use that in anyway. So, but yeah. So I don't know what I'm thinking of honky tonk piano, but whatever. You know what I mean? All right. So next up we get the last beat. It's Rod Rock with B. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Rod Rock with B. All right, so for this one, I do like the beat. Okay, I do like the style of the beat. Of course, it's boom bap style and everything. But the thing is, I don't know what you're using. If you're using, let's say, Machine or an MPC or something. But I think the first thing that needs to be fixed is the attack and decay of the samples, of the chops, because it's so choppy. this beat. I mean, the melody is so choppy, and that's okay. It depends on what it is, but in your case, I can hear little clicks, for the samples when they first come in. So I would correct that. I mean, like for example, on the MPC, you could select all the pads and then just set the attack and decay. So that makes a big difference right there. I think by default on mine, it's there's already a decay on there of 20 or whatever. But I would automatically set the attack, for all my samples because I don't want any choppiness on it whatsoever, And it's not just that though, but I think for your sample, for your melody, it goes like do. So it's like that do. So it's the do that part there. That's the one that's very choppy. It's a short little sample that you have. So that's the main thing I think that really took away from it. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, maybe if you could try to extend that sample somehow, or extend the second one. Like I said, I don't know what you're using, what kind of equipment you're using, whatever. But let's say the second hit, the second note, you could maybe just stretch that out somehow, or something, and or one trick I like to use a lot is I'll take if I have a little short snippet like that, a little short samples, I'll add some kind of delay to it. Okay, like a very subtle delay, but it's enough that you can hear it, but it's enough that it also fills out that space. It fills out that gap. So I don't know why a lot more people don't use that. I don't know. Just something I discovered a long, long time ago, and I thought, hey, it works. It works as long as you do. So it's not so pronounced. As long as you don't really, really hear the delay, it works. And especially if you have other instruments on top of it, nobody's going to really hear it. So try a delay. Try a delay on that, because that way you don't have to have those. It doesn't have to go do like that. You can just have the one hit, and it delays out. You know what I mean? So try that, or maybe try another pad, like another note, to go with it or something, another sample, because that's just the choppiness. It's the choppiness of it. Like I hear little clicks, and then it's just that part, really, because the rest is nice. I like it. So just work on that and see what you can come up with. But I'm sure it's easily fixable. It just has to be messed with a bit. So, but try the delay first. All right, so that's it for me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending the beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is, the winner is, drum roll please, even though it had a long ass intro, Andy with World Play. Let's check it out.